So in this video, I would like to show you two more problems. And really the main point of this video is showing you that problems in programming have multiple solutions, all which may be equally good. And it really sometimes just depends on what you think of first and what makes sense to you. The other thing I want to show you in this video is some tricks you can do with Python slicing that you might not be aware of that sometimes make seemingly complex problems very quick and simple to solve. So first problem I want to look at is return a string containing every other character of S beginning with the first character. Okay, so I'm going to build a string. So I'll make my accumulator variable and I'll return the result at the end. And now I know I need to do some kind of a loop. So my first thought might be to do something like this. I'll say for every character in S, and then, I want to do results plus equals, and then I realize something. And that is this kind of loop is going to look through every character in S. And we don't know which one we're on. We just know we're going to go through them in order. So this isn't exactly the kind of loop I want. So I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to say for I in range, len of S. And so now we have a range that's going to count through all of the indices in this. And I can think about the problem. It's like, oh, every other character means I want character 0, character 2, character 4, character 6, character 8, and so on. And so what I'm going to do is just test to see if I is an even number. So I can say if I mod 2 is equal to 0, right? If you divide a number by 2 and you get a remainder of 0, you know it's an even number. And I can say result plus equals, and I'll say S, string the character at I, right? So here we are looping through the entire string, but I'm only appending to the result if I'm in an even position. So, there we go, okay? So something about this seems kind of like, well, why did I even have to look at every single character just because, if I only need to look at every other one, or if I'm only doing something with every other one. So this is where it's helpful to know something about range. And so with range, you can also instead of just specifying an end, and in this case, when you put one number in range, it goes from 0 up to but not including this. We can do it with 3 values. And you're going to do the start, which is 0, and the length, okay, which is going to be 26, so we'll go up to 25, but you can see I can do a start, or I can do a start, a stop, and then when you see square brackets, it means this is an optional argument. I can do the step. And so I'm going to step by 2s. And now, since my loop is going to count 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, so on, I don't need to check to see if it's even because I'm only counting by even numbers. So we'll build a string and return the result. And I forgot to do the accumulator. All right, set it to an empty string first. And so we have another way of solving the exact same problem. All right. And then I'll do one more, and this is going to not use a loop at all. And so here I'm going to use a slice. Okay, so we're going to take S, and remember, if you wanted a whole, like a string, you can go from 0 to, and this is the starting point, and this is the ending point. All right, we've done that. So this is the starting point in the string you want to slice, and this is the ending point, and this is an up to but not including. Well, I'm going to go from 0 to the length of the string. And slices also have an optional third argument, which is the step. So I'm going to step by 2 in that. We'll return the result. And so this time I've done it without actually writing a loop. And I've got the string, right? So this is starting at 0, going to the end, and stepping through the string by 2s. We can even look at this a little bit more with some shorthand and go, wait a minute, remember when we did If you leave it blank before the colon, it implies that you start at the beginning. And if you leave it blank after the colon, the first colon, it means go all the way to the end. And it reversed it. And actually now declaring this variable isn't necessary. I could have just gone. And so this is go from the beginning to the end and step by 2. And still got every other character of the string. So this is just 3 ways to solve the problem. And I would say, it just, the more you learn about features of Python, like details of how range works or things you can do with slices, maybe the more your approach to solving these problems will change. Okay. So let's look at another problem. And this is returning a string in reverse order. And so I got the alphabet again here. And, so my initial idea might be, well, let's make our accumulator. Return, and then we'll go inside. And I want to say for char ns. And it's like, well, wait a minute. The problem here is that this is going through the characters in order. I was like, well, I got an idea. I'll step through the string. Right? I'll step through the string backwards. So I'll say for I in range, and let's start at the very end of the string, which is going to be the length of the string minus 1. And we'll do a comma. And we're going to go down to -1, which is the last character. And then we're going to step a -1. So we can do a negative step. And I can say result plus equals s I on that. And so we got the string reversed, right? And that's because I was thinking of building my string with the plus equals. But it's like, wait a minute. I think I can use a regular for loop, or the simplified for loop. So we'll do, let's set up that. And I'm going to say result, or oops, excuse me, wrong, for every character in S. Now, I'll try this the wrong way first. We can say result is equal to or plus equals character. And maybe you can see this is going to build the character in forward order. Right, so we didn't reverse it because we added the first pass through, we added the A, the next pass through, we added the B. But if you recall, this plus equals is actually just shorthand for result equals result plus the character. So this will also put it in forwards order. And then that's where I have this realization that, wait a minute, loop through the character forward, but we'll put it to the front of result every single time. Now we've got it reversed. So the first pass through the loop, we added the A, and then the next pass through the loop, we put the B in front of the A, and then the next pass through the loop, we put the C in front of the BA, and so on, and we've got it reversed. So, and finally, this reverse, we can also even do this with a slice, and just do it in one statement. And we're going to go from the beginning of the string to the end of the string. So we're not going to specify a starting and stopping value. And we're going to step through by -1. And it should be the S there, the string we're going to slice. And we've got it reversed. And I think if you're coming from another programming language, these are solutions that would make sense. Python is different than a lot of other languages because of the slicing notation. And so this is one, if you're coming from something else, you really should look into what you can do with slices, because it really does make for nice, simple, easy to read code. Right. Also, just so we're clear on this, all of the examples in this problem dealt with strings, but if I was dealing with lists instead, all of this code would be, all of this code and all of the logic is identical. The slices work the same, the loops work the same. So everything I've done here applies to lists as well. All right, no assignment today with this one. Just go ahead and mark the assignment as done, saying you've watched the video, and hopefully this gives you some tricks for when you're solving problems in the future.